Let me make one thing crystal clear. I don't care how close we were. I don't care what history we had. The moment you treat me like I don't matter, you become a stranger to me. I've learned something that changed my life. Loyalty is everything. And if you can't see my worth, you don't deserve my presence. I don't waste my time chasing people. I don't beg for love. And I sure as hell don't stay where I'm not respected. Respect is earned. Trust is built. Once you break those, you lose me completely. I don't play games. I don't do fake. You give me real, I give you everything. But once you show me I'm just another option, I'll show you the exit. Simple rule. You stand by me, I stand by you. But if you walk away, I don't look back. I won't be there. Being in my life is a privilege, not a right. I don't chase people anymore. I focus on those who show up, who stay solid, and who prove that they care. The rest, they can stay out of my way.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but you are never going to be 100% ready. And it is never going to be just the right time. But that's the point. Because that just means that every moment is also the right moment. Take the risk. If it works, happiness. If it doesn't, wisdom. And taking that risk is going to require a level of honesty with yourself you can't even imagine. Because there is nothing easy about realizing you've been the one holding yourself back this whole time. And that new life you want, well, that's going to require you to give up your old life. You ready to make that trade? Not everyone gets it.
They labeled you the villain just because you finally said enough. You tolerated the lies, you swallowed your pain, you played nice in a world that kept throwing knives behind your back. But the moment you spoke up, you became the problem. Funny how that works, huh? They loved the version of you that stayed quiet, that took the blame, that kept bleeding just to keep the peace. But the day you stopped being their puppet, you turned into their nightmare. Now you're the toxic one, the cold one, the changed one. Yeah, I changed. I got tired of apologizing for things I didn't do. Tired of breaking my back to build bridges for people who set fire to everyone. You want to know who I am now? I'm the storm they thought would never hit. The silence they should have feared. The one who finally realized they never loved me. They loved controlling me. Let them talk. Let them point fingers. Let them hate. Because if being the villain means protecting my peace, then paint my face and roll the credits. They labeled you the villain just because you finally said enough. You tolerated the lies. You swallowed your pain. You played nice in a world that kept throwing knives behind your back. But the moment you spoke up, you became the problem. Funny how that works, huh? They loved the version of you that stayed quiet, that took the blame, that kept bleeding just to keep the peace. But the day you stopped being their puppet, you turned into their nightmare. Now you're the toxic one, the cold one, the changed one. Yeah, I changed. I got tired of apologizing for things I didn't do. Tired of breaking my back to build bridges for people who set fire to everyone. You want to know who I am now? I'm the storm they thought would never hit. The silence they should have feared. The one who finally realized they never loved me. They loved controlling me. Let them talk. Let them point fingers. Let them hate. Because if being the villain means protecting my peace, then paint my face and roll the credits.
One day a donkey said to a tiger, "The grass is blue." The tiger, puzzled, replied calmly, "No, the grass is green." The argument grew heated as the donkey insisted, "The grass is blue." The tiger, unwilling to back down, said, "Let's go to the lion, the king of the jungle, and let him decide." The two approached the lion. Before the tiger could speak, the donkey began shouting, "Your Highness, isn't it true that the grass is blue?" The lion looked at the donkey and said, "If you believe it is true, then yes, the grass is blue." The donkey, pleased, continued, "The tiger disagrees with me, argues endlessly, and annoys me. Please punish him for this." The lion thought for a moment and then declared, "The tiger will be punished with 5 years of silence." The donkey, overjoyed, jumped in celebration and trotted away, shouting, "I was right, the grass is blue." The tiger, though shocked by the punishment, remained composed. Before leaving, he asked the lion, "Your Highness, why have you punished me? After all, the grass is green." The lion replied with a serious expression, "Yes, the grass is green, but your punishment has nothing to do with the color of the grass." The tiger, confused, asked, "Then why am I being punished?" The lion explained, "You are punished not because the grass is blue or green, but because a wise creature like you wasted time arguing with a donkey. Worse, you brought such a foolish argument before me, disturbing my peace. The biggest waste of time is arguing with someone who does not care about truth or reality, but only about proving themselves right. Some people are so blinded by their ego and stubbornness that no amount of reasoning can reach them. Instead of engaging with them, it is wiser to walk away." The tiger understood the lesson and quietly accepted his punishment. Moral: don't waste your time arguing with people who are unwilling to see the truth. Some people argue not to learn or grow, but to satisfy their ego. Choosing to walk away is often the smartest decision. Time and energy are precious. Use them wisely.
A man who moves in silence. That's a man you don't play with. He's seen the betrayals, the fake smiles, the empty promises. That's why his circle is small, because not everyone deserves access to him. He doesn't chase attention, doesn't waste words, proving himself while others brag about their plans. He executes in silence. His strength isn't loud, it's felt. He doesn't let emotions cloud his judgment. He observes, he calculates, he knows exactly who's real and who's pretending. And when someone crosses him, he doesn't argue. He simply removes them from his world. Loyalty is rare, and he values it more than anything. If he lets you in, you've earned your place. If he lets you go, there's no coming back. Betrayal isn't something he forgives. It's something he never forgets. Some mistake his silence for weakness, thinking he won't react. But those who make that mistake don't get a second opportunity to correct it, because a man like him doesn't need to be feared unless you give him a reason to be. And if that day comes, you'll understand why he never had to say a word.
I immediately go silent when something upsets or hurts me. It's a coping mechanism I have developed over time. Instead of expressing my anger or frustration, I simply withdraw and try to process my emotions in private. I prefer handling my emotions on my own. I'm always craving to be understood by someone who appreciates my silent side in my most random days. Sometimes I'm annoying and loud, but most of the time, I'm just quiet and too sad to converse. I want to say cheesy stuff, be weird, and share my nonsense stories randomly without feeling like I'm bothering them. We can have deep and meaningful conversations because we're always ready to listen to each other. I desire someone who understands every bit of me and loves me just the way I am. A soul connection. I never know how to talk about my feelings. I talk to myself in my head a lot about how I feel, and I explain it so well, but getting it to actually come out of my mouth is so hard.
Emotionally, I can't do it anymore. Morally, I'm exhausted. Spiritually, I feel dead. Physically, I'm smiling. On the surface, everything seems fine, but inside it's different. It's hard sometimes. People see the smile, but they don't see the pain behind it. The nights are long, filled with thoughts that go round and round. Sometimes I just want to scream, tell everyone how I really feel, but I hold back for fear of being misunderstood or judged. There are those lonely moments when I wonder if it's all worth it, when the thought of giving up crosses my mind. But I think of those who count on me, those who still need me. So I draw on my last reserves of energy. I cling to the faintest glimmer of hope. I find comfort in the little things. If only for a moment I can forget the weight on my shoulders. Yet I keep going. I have my reasons, even if they are sometimes vague. Some days are better than others. Moments when I feel lighter, when hope is reborn. I have friends who support me, and that's precious. Every day, I try to find a reason to smile, even if it's not always easy. You're not alone.
Sometimes I look at you and I just can't quite understand how someone before me, they weren't able to see what I see in you. They didn't see how much of an amazing person you really are, how much love you have to give, and how much you truly need to be loved back the right way. When I see you, I can understand how whoever came before me wasn't able to notice how great of a person you really are on a deeper level. I look at you and I feel so lucky that they didn't see what I'm able to see in you, because if they actually did look deep enough to see all those things that I can see within you, then I would have never had the chance to love you the way I do. I am so happy to get to be the one to love you. It's you and me from here on out. Always and forever, baby.
She's been overlooked, but she's never been unseen. She's been doubted, but she's never stopped believing. She's been pushed aside, but she's carved her own path. She's been underestimated, but she's never underestimated herself. She's been hurt, but she still loves deeply. She's been quiet, but her presence speaks volumes. She's been tired, but she keeps going anyway. She's been left out, but she never leaves anyone behind. She's been broken, but she's pieced herself back together. She's been judged, but she's stayed true to who she is. She's been through storms, but she always finds the light. She's been torn down, but she's built herself stronger. She's been doubted, but she's always proved them wrong. She's been ignored, but she's louder than ever. She's been overlooked, but now they can't take their eyes off her.
They call it weakness when you don't respond. They laugh when you don't defend yourself. They think they've won because you didn't fight back. But let me tell you something. Silence is not weakness. Silence is strategy. Because the one who controls his tongue controls the game. People expect drama, arguments, shouting. But when you give them nothing, when you just smile and walk away, that's when the silence starts haunting them. They replay every word they said in their head. They question themselves. They wonder why you're not breaking. And the truth is, you're not broken. You're building. Silence doesn't mean you lost. Silence means you already know they're not worth your voice. And nothing scares a person more than realizing you don't even need to respond. So remember this: the loudest scream, the sharpest reply, the strongest revenge is saying absolutely nothing at all.
They didn't breakin', they builtin'. They thought the silence meant he was broken. But silence is where he rebuilt himself. Not softer, sharper. Not weaker, wiser. He trusted too quick, loved too deep, gave too much. But not anymore. Now he watches more, says less, moves like a ghost with a mission. He doesn't need closure. He doesn't seek validation. He learned, when loyalty is one-sided, distance becomes self-respect. They didn't break him. They just awakened the part of him that no longer explains or waits. This version of him isn't looking back. He's not healing anymore. He's already built.
You've been strong for so long. You forgot what it feels like to rest. You forgot how to ask for help. Because the world made you believe that you deserve peace too. You've carried pain so quietly. People think you don't feel it anymore. But I know. You feel everything. You just don't show it. And still, you rise. Still, you love. Still, you give when you have nothing left. That's not weakness. That's a rare kind of courage. So if today you feel like giving up, don't. The world may not notice your tears, but someone out there is alive because you didn't quit. Your existence matters. Your pain is valid. And even on the days you feel invisible, you are still worth everything. Stay. Breathe. Heal slowly. Your light is not gone, just resting.
Didn't love me. You loved the way I made you feel. I was peace when your world was chaos. I was comfort when you had nothing else but me. You never saw me. Not really. You loved the attention, the validation, the way I made you feel important. But when it was my turn to need something, you disappeared. Suddenly I was too much, too emotional, too intense. I was just finally asking for something real, and real scared you. Because real love isn't just about feeling good. It's about staying when it gets hard. It's about showing up when it's inconvenient. You didn't love me. You loved the version of me that stayed quiet, that never asked for anything, that kept giving without expecting. But guess what? That version of me is gone. Now I love me. I show up for me. And I won't shrink just to fit in your tiny world. You lost me, and you'll never find that version again.
You didn't lose me when you hurt me. You lost me when I realized I deserved better. You took my loyalty for granted. You mistook my silence for weakness. You thought I'd always be there no matter how you treated me. But here's the thing about people like me. We love deeply. We forgive endlessly. But when we're done, we are done. No warning, no announcement. Just silence and a door you'll never open again. My absence will be louder than my words ever were. You'll feel it in your laughter that doesn't reach your eyes. You'll taste it in victories that feel strangely empty, because once you lose someone real, Nothing fake can ever fill that space. I didn't leave because I stopped caring. I left because I finally cared about myself. And when you realize what you had, I'll be nothing more than a memory, a ghost in the rooms you thought you'd always find me. Remember this, sometimes the most painful goodbye is the one where no words are spoken, just silence and a lifetime of regret.
You ever watch someone dig their own grave and smile while they do it? 'Cause that's exactly what they did. They kept pushing you, lying to your face, thinking you'd never catch on. But you were quiet, not blind, and silence. That was your setup. They thought you were soft. But what they missed was that soft doesn't mean stupid. You noticed everything. You just waited for the right moment. And now, they're out here confused, playing the victim in a story they wrote themselves. They're realizing you weren't the weak one, you were just the only one who cared. And when you stop caring, that's when the game flips. You didn't snap, you just stopped showing up. And that silence, it's louder than every fake apology they never gave. They lost the realest one they had. Now they're stuck replaying every memory, hoping for a version of you that ain't coming back.
If someone from my past, or even my present, tells you a story about me, and it casts me in a bad light, go ahead. Believe them. I won't stop you. But before you pass judgment, ask yourself, what did they do to push me to that point? I know I'm the villain in some people's stories, and I've made peace with that. People love to start their version at the point where I became the problem, conveniently leaving out everything that led up to it. They forget the moments when I was pushed, tested, or betrayed. I'm not here to change their narrative or yours. I know myself. I don't wake up with the intention to hurt anyone. But if you cross me, if you betray my trust, I'll protect myself. And when I do, I'm not afraid to cut people off. You'll lose access to me, and my peace will come first. If that makes me the villain in your eyes, so be it. I'll stand my ground. No explanations, no apologies.
I'm not perfect, and I've never claimed to be. I've got a heart that overthinks, a mind that sometimes doubts, and emotions that can be hard to tame. I've made mistakes, I've carried pain, and I still carry scars from battles no one sees. But I've also got strength. I've got a soul that refuses to quit, a heart that still loves deeply, and a desire to become better every day. I know I have areas to work on. I get scared. I question myself. Sometimes I push people away because I fear being left first. But I'm trying every single day to grow into the version of myself I can be proud of. Not perfect, but real. I've learned that healing takes time, and becoming whole isn't a race. It's a journey. And along the way, I hope to be seen not just for my flaws, but for my fight, for my honesty, for my heart. I want to be loved, not in spite of my brokenness, but because someone sees the beauty and how I'm putting the pieces back together.
You think you know me, but you only know what I let you see. Let me show you the truth behind my silence. You mistook my silence for weakness, but you forgot. Silent people don't scream. They observe. They see everything, understand everything, but they choose peace over noise. I stayed quiet when you lied, when you blamed me. When you talked behind my back, I still stayed silent because my dignity was louder than your drama. You thought I didn't know. I just got tired. Tired of proving myself, explaining myself, tolerating everything. Because those who care understand in whispers, and those who don't stay deaf, even in screams. Now I've changed, I forgive, but I don't forget. I smile, but not from the heart. I listen, but I remember. Because I've learned, not everyone has a heart like mine. You kept winning in words, I won in silence. And that's the difference between you and me. You spoke to save yourself. I stayed silent to save my soul, This isn't weakness. This is peace. This isn't revenge. This is evolution.
It's not fair. She gave everything, her time, her love, her energy, and still, it wasn't enough. She worked harder, loved deeper, and sacrificed more than anyone ever asked. She stayed when she should have walked away. She forgave when forgiveness wasn't deserved. She believed when the truth was right in front of her. And yet, it never seemed to matter. It's not fair. She didn't ask for perfection, just for honesty, respect, and loyalty. But instead, she got disappointment, betrayal, and heartbreak. And now, she's left picking up the pieces. She's done pretending it's okay. She's done explaining her worth to people who only take. It's not fair, but she's learning to live with that truth. Because the only thing she can control now is how she moves forward. And she's moving forward stronger than ever.
Rise from the ashes, I'm back on my feet. Drums in my chest, hear the power of the beat. They said I'd fall, but I proved them all wrong. Now I'm the fire, the flame and the song. Hands in the sky, we're breaking the chain. Stronger together, we'll never be tamed. Light it up, let the darkness know. Shine it out, watch the power grow. We won't break, we won't bend, this is how we show. Light it up, let the whole world glow. Heart like a thunder, it won't be denied. Storm in my soul, and it won't be confined. Every scar's a story, every fall's a rise. We're neon warriors, fire in our eyes. Hands in the sky, we're breaking the chain. Stronger together, we'll never be tamed. Light it up, let the darkness know. Shine it out, watch the power grow. We won't break, we won't bend, this is how we show. Light it up, let the whole world glow. Light it up, you're brighter. Light it up, rise higher. Light it up, unstoppable fire. Final, light it up, let the darkness know. Shine it out, watch the power grow. We won't break, we won't bend, this is how we show. Light it up, let the whole world glow. Light it up, 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 light it up. Let the darkness know. Shine it out, watch the power grow. We won't break, we won't bend, this is how we show. Light it up, let the whole world glow. Light it up, let the darkness know. Shine it out, watch the power grow. We won't break, we won't bend, this is how we show. Light it up, let the whole